Welcome to your weekend focus for December the 22nd and 23rd, 2018. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy that you send my way each and every day. We have the full moon. We have the full moon on the 22nd. And once again, everything is telling you the opposite of what I should be telling you. It is about closure. It's about completion. It's about endings. It's about allowing healing into your life. That is a full moon. It's the seeds you planted in the new moon, the completion of that goal, that expectation of yourself, of your environment, healing, endings. And yet, it's on the 22nd, and we know that the 22nd is the 22 energy, which is the Fool energy, which is the new beginnings, the new starts, simplifying our lives. Um, an energy fills us, a curiosity fills us. We get playful and creative with our path forward. We get excited about our independence, our steps forward, or what we can do as an independent. It's also at 0 degrees. It's at 0 degrees of Cancer. So the sun is at 0 degrees of Capricorn. And so we will be, that's balancing home and family and comfort and stability with work and career and goals and aspirations, and finding the middle ground, knowing that we can't ignore either, and we have to bring them together to work together to make us stronger, to keep us in balance so that we can reach those goals, those dreams, those desires. Right after the winter solstice, so the winter solstice is the rebirth, right? We experience the longest night of the year, or if you're in Australia, the longest day of the year. So you guys are opposite of us. At the darkest moment, we realize that the light, and it's a time to realize the light within you and the light that is around you. So celebrate the light within you. So there's another, it's more of a very positive, moving forward kind of energy when we have the Fool. Now on the Sunday, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. Or no, it's the Saturday. I beg to, correct myself here. December is a 12, which is a 3, plus the 22, plus the 11, is a 36 energy. Okay, and that is, if you were to match it up, the numerology with the tarot card, it would be the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands came up for quite a few of the weekly readings this week, and the prior weeks too. It's been popular. So it is about persevering. It is about relentless determination. And it brings in this intuition. It brings in the 36 energy, brings in intuition. It brings in vision, intuition, vision. It brings in an optimism. It brings in a strength. So we rarely have a 36 energy, so I thought that to be quite amazing as well, that we were gifted with that. Sunday, December the 23rd, if you do the numerology for Sunday, it ends up being a 19, right? 3 plus 5 plus 11. That's the sun. And if we want to add the 9 and 1 together, it becomes the 10, which is the wheel. And if we add the 1 plus the 0, it's the magician. So it's about affirmations. It's about setting goals for yourself. Let's see what the cards have to say. So I think we are in some very beautiful, transformative times. Especially as we leave the 11 energy of 2018 and step into the 3 energy of 2019. And don't forget that the energy, it's at 0 degrees this full moon. So the 0 is like this godlike energy that comes in. It makes our affirmations that much more powerful. Our actions, our compassion, our heart, our love. The beauty of who we are. Look at this. We have the Two of Swords for the very beginning card. We sit here and we need to make decisions. Now, this card says it'll probably be very emotional decisions for you. And it's going to take a courage, it's going to take a strength, and you're going to have a passion about what you are deciding to do. It can't be like whether or not to get the stuff on sale or, pay a couple of cents more and get the name brand or something. It's emotional, it's strong. It makes a difference down the road. We're also blindfolded here, which leads me to believe that the answer is already inside of you, but you need to go in search of it. Now, if we take the 36 energy that I was just talking about and boil that down, it becomes 9, which is the Hermit, asking us to go within. To say, here I am. I'm right here at this moment in time. And that is where I want to go. And how do I get there? And we've got the beautiful Capricorn sun coming in and giving us the energy of being able to make the plan. Think of the action plan going forward. What we want to accomplish, what we want to do. Now, the full moon energy might arise here when we start to say, well, I want to do this, but I have this roadblock. I have this in my way. I can't because. How do we take away that reason, that excuse? What needs to be done? So, what's our true first step? What do we need to release? What do we need to let go of? Where do we need to heal? We have the Queen of Wands. She's the judge and jury. She's also the one, she can kind of get everybody on her side. Whatever she wants to do, everybody wants to be a part of it. It's her energy. She's strong. She's charismatic. She's truthful. She's fair. She's just. She may think long and hard before she makes a decision. But when she makes a decision, it's right. So we're being asked to really think through our decisions of where we want to go, of what we want our tomorrows to look like, of who we want to become, of what we want to step into, of who we want to surround us, what we want to surround us, where we want to grow. Those mountains in the background talk about our growth towards success. We have the moon during a full moon. Well, I have been getting this card quite often as living in our truth. Seeing ourselves for what we are, where we are, and how we can truly go forward. How we can strengthen our step by not telling little white lies to ourselves to make ourselves feel better. That doesn't help. So once again, it's about the excuses we give ourselves, the crutches that we allow ourselves to lean on, and recognizing them. If you are a smoker, I don't mean to pick on just one group, but if you are a smoker, right? Well, it's my only bad habit. Well, why would you want a bad habit in the first place? I'm always stressed out. I quit 3 times, but then this happened in my life, and this happened. I just give me a cigarette, and guess what happened? I was at the store buying a pack before I knew it. And it's harder every time. Well, if you keep telling yourself it's harder every time, it will be harder every time. You are convincing yourself of that. So where do we say that we don't have time to take that course so that we can move up the ladder at work or grow in our creative energies? Where do we say we don't have enough time to spend with our family or our children or our friends? What is that excuse? What is it that we're allowing ourselves to hold us back from? So it's not really the external during this full moon as it is being honest and really true with yourself. I mean, we go into the eclipses after this, right? We'll have an eclipse on January, what, January the 5th? That'll be the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse, January 21st. So, you know, the energy that we experienced 6 months ago, it's really coming to a head during this full moon because we are going to step into new energy that is going to last for months on end. So this is the time where it's saying, okay, you have to make some decisions about who you are, what you want, what you're willing to give up in order to go forward, to step into the magic, to realize the potential. That's what I heard. Okay, so Seven of Wands, another popular card all this week. Standing in your truth. And, you know, I almost get this as a sense is before we turn towards our path there behind us. And we're kind of in warrior gear there. So we are strong and we are determined. And it's almost like we're facing our friends, our family, our loved ones, and saying, listen, I am here for you 110%. Are you here for me 110%? Do we need to work on this relationship? Do we need to have conversations? Do we need to fall back in love with each other? Do we need to go separate ways? Who's going forward with you? What do they mean to you in your life? And sometimes the closest people to us we take for granted. And this is not a time to take people for granted, but rather to look at your relationships and know the role they play in your life. And to embrace it and to love them. And also to make some decisions about where you are putting your loyalties, perhaps. Ten of Pentacles, you know, this was another popular one in the weekly readings. So if you didn't watch your weekly readings, there were hints and clues to this weekend and what this full moon meant for you. Um, and maybe it was in your sun, maybe it was in your rising, maybe it was in your moon sign. You should watch all three because it's like a complete personal video for yourself when you can put all three together in anybody who breaks up the signs for you. Okay? In any tarot reading or astrology reading. But I kept getting this. It's, oh, look at that. I don't think I got that. Look at all those pentacles. They just showed up bright and sharp on the camera for you. So, and you know, when I held it up throughout the readings, I said, you know, it's like it's raining pentacles. So that's your abundance, that's your happiness, that's your joy, that's your passion. That could be finances, financial happiness, raises coming in, whatever, you know, this is the yes card. What are you hoping for? What are you wishing for? What are you affirming every day that you want to come into your life? What type of abundance is it? And it's almost like there's 10 pentacles on that card I was saying, and you really have to focus in order to see them. So it's turning our focus, and here we have a couple um, you know, embracing, but I get more like they're doing a beautiful dance and the eye contact is there. And so they don't need to speak the words. Intuitively, they know what the other means, what the other says, what the other feels, what the other wants, and what we can give and what we can receive. And the high priestess walks away like another job well done. They found that inner magic within inside of them, right? Because that's the high priestess, is realizing your magic within you and bringing it out and stepping into successes and happiness. Let's get an affirmation card. I did pull out that deck. Maybe, I don't know, that's a lot of decks because with the full moon, I like to pull out a journey of love cards. So maybe I'll use that deck in another way. I'm not sure. It's beautiful though. It's absolutely beautiful. You're gonna love it. If you don't already own it and love it, or somebody else might be using it and you love it. The Nine of Water. We've had a lot of water, huh? With the affirmation cards. The Nine of Water. Dreams come true. Wishes fulfilled. Completion. Enjoyment. Contentment. Achievement of desire. It is right to say no to what isn't right for me, and now is my time to experience wishes fulfilled. The sweet harvest that came about from seeds I planted. I drink in the aroma of successful endeavor, take pride in my hard work and achievement, and savor the satisfaction of a job well done. I deserve to pause and acknowledge all I have co created, and I do it joyfully. Well, doesn't that bring it all together? I love it was talking about the sweet harvest that came about from the seeds I planted. That were the seeds that you planted in the new moon. So you always want to set little tiny goals for yourself and larger goals, of course. So celebrate the satisfaction of a job well done. You're here. You're ready to go forward. It is right to say no to what isn't right for me. Standing in your truth. Standing in your truth so that you can experience freedom and liberation. And we're going to be learning a lot about letting our hair down a little bit. I'm thinking as the year rolls out, 2019. Let's take another. We've got the sun. Now, that is the energy of the Sunday, is it not? The 19 energy. 23 is a 5, 3, 11, yeah. So the sun comes out. Abundance. At this time, everything is possible and everything I need to know is illuminated. Projects come to fruition, relationships flourish, and my growth is assured. This is a time of plenty. It's important that I share this abundance with others. I am deeply grateful. So, where can you give of yourself within relationships? I'm grateful to share this with others. It's not necessarily money or things, although 'tis the season. Um, but it could be just your love. It could be your time. It could be your energy. So, where can you bring in love to another? Is it, seeing somebody else who's a little worse off and having an empathy or a compassion? And so maybe it's going to visit somebody who is sick, or maybe they're depressed, or they're down on their luck, or they've had a hard year, and going in and bringing some sunshine into their life, some smiles into their life. And don't go over there to talk so much about what's going on with them. Bring in a rainbow. Bring over a comedy and throw it in their. Do we do that, or do we just stream it, or turn on the Netflix, or and laugh together? Go for a walk. Go for a bite to eat. Go for a coffee or a tea. Bring it over to them if they can't get out for some reason. Everything is possible. At this time, everything is possible. And everything I need to know is illuminated. So once again, we're kind of being asked for that hermit energy to really see what we're seeing around us, right? I am here now. I've said that so many times in the last week. This is where I am now. This is point A. We're all on that map, and the little arrow is pointing right to the top of your head saying, you are here. So what does it look like? What are you experiencing? What do you want to experience? One more, one more. Just can't make this stuff up, can you? The moon. 18. Well, I don't even need to change the page because 18 is on the other side here. I may not see the workings of spirit in the invisible realms. I guess I should hold it up for you, shouldn't I? But I know that there is great activity behind the scenes. It is important to trust in the mystery. Remember that all material realm is an illusion. Current conditions are not necessarily a reflection of the truth of what's going on in the present. So are you seeing it? Are you seeing the reality, or are you seeing what you've been telling yourself it looks like? Can you see the beauty that is in your life and where it can go and where it can lead? Current conditions are not necessarily a reflection of the truth of what's going on in the present. Great opportunities lie in the shadows, awaiting the perfect time for illumination. Great opportunities lie in the shadows, awaiting the perfect time for illumination. Now, current conditions are not necessarily a reflection of the truth of what's really going on in the present. And sometimes, what was it somebody said to me the other day, and I laughed. They said, I wish I was as fat as I was when I thought I was fat, but I wasn't. Or something along those lines. So in other words, when I look back and I thought I was fat, I wasn't fat at all. I wish I was that now. So we don't really see the beauty. We kind of mask it with our own perception of, I could lose some weight. Oh, so I must be overweight if I need to lose some weight. The moon is asking us to see through the illusions. We'll get an animal card, and then if that's all you came for was the weekend, then it's gonna be a doozy, and it's gonna be magical, and it's gonna be beautiful. I mean, we have the Ten of Pentacles there, so expect some kind of good news coming in. Your optimism is definitely raised. Maybe some kind of fortune can come in right now, or there's an enthusiasm about where you're going or who you're with, what surrounds you. It's about excitement, this moon. It's about positive change. So stay open-minded. I mean, this is the first, moon that we're not squared with Mars. Remember, December the 7th, it was squared with Mars. November the 23rd, our last full moon, squared with Mars. So it made it that much harder of an energy to walk through. But we walked through it. And now it's time to let the magic start. I'm going through some of that, so expect a pleasant surprise happening in your life. I kid you not. The elephant reappears, and you saw I shuffled those well this time. Go the extra mile with the elephant. She shows up again. Nurture, productive, communicate, telepathy, and listen. The purpose of life is not to be happy, but to matter. It's about being productive, to be useful, to have it make some difference, that you have lived it all. Elephant reminds you that when you feel like quitting, it just means you have some extra steps to take. Many times people set goals and stop in the middle of them frustrated, but elephant motivates you to keep going. It could be an exercise program or a new skill that you want to try, or a friend that you have been meaning to call. Elephant teaches us to be gentle. Having commitment and clear communication can help in our relationships. On the outside, elephant looks like an intimidating creature, but she is actually a nurturer, wanting everybody to succeed and feel protected. Elephant is also very telepathic and with a sixth sense can feel the energy around her with friends, family, and even strangers. She senses danger and responds accordingly. Elephant reminds you that you are needed and how to get a good feel for that. The words may not be spoken. Although elephants are large and heavy, they walk noiselessly, and with much grace. Elephant gives you subtle hints that you are needed. Listen to the signals with all your senses. So I won't go into a lot with the elephant only because I just covered it on Friday. Um, but I don't want to go on and on, you know. Although I think this is a very powerful full moon for us and one that is going to bring in um, change or change transformation. We're ready to step into, we're completing some things here, the final chapters before we walk into the eclipse season, before we walk into the solar eclipse of 2019 under the 3 energy. So Journey of Love card. The Dance of the Planets. The Dance of the Planets. 56, which is an 11. Just saying. 56. Now we'll read the poem first. In those days, time was ours. We walked in the rain. We held each other's hands. Your lips, warm against my skin. Your soul, melting into mine. As night became morning, amongst the cobblestone walks of now forgotten places, we called ours. There are forces larger than your own personal destiny at work within your life now. Although they are not inharmonious with you, to you, you may feel as though you're being blocked from, or on the other hand, rocketed towards the heavens on a roll that nothing can derail. Either way, the planets are dancing, and they will, and there is an effect upon your destiny. It was meant to be at this time. From rising, there will be a gentle rest to recover before the rising again. And from restraint, we will go into greater stratospheres. All things in time according to the wisdom of the greater cycles. It's okay to trust in the cosmic cycles and divine timing. After all, what point is there to rush to the bus stop if the bus doesn't depart until tomorrow? Oh, I like that analogy. And at what point is there to hold back if you're ready to set and go? Trust in the timing and rhythm of your life now, especially if it seems out of your control. That is the dance of the planets happening through you. The oracle brings the message. Pray that all the planetary forces funnel blessings of grace and unconditional love, mercy, and joy to you now. That their movements through your life may happen in such a way that you can make the most of it. These are times when big shifts are possible, supported by cosmic movements. So pray for grace and enjoy the ride. I guess that really sums it up, doesn't it? I am going to, for those of you, if you're still here, you don't mind me going just into the nature's whispers. So this is the deck. So if you're looking for it on the shelves, or at Amazon, or so it comes with a little booklet. I kind of looked through it. I put my energy into the cards. They're beautiful deck. Look at that, huh? Is that gorgeous? And they're so positive. And I thought, wow, this is really a beautiful deck for the coming year for us. So we'll see what goes and what stays going forward. And we'll pick a card and figure out what nature is whispering to us today. 31, be spontaneous. The childlike energy, the 3 energy. So we're already getting it by being a little bit more spontaneous. You know, I remember a couple of weeks back, I came home, I was so tired. And my son knew that I would be extremely tired, but he wanted to go and see a movie. So when I walked through the door, and I was just thinking of my pillow and just laying down and resting for a little bit because I was tuckered. And he said, "If we leave right now, we can make the movie." And I said, "Okay, let's do it." And he looked at me, he was like, "Seriously?" And I go, "Yes, let's do it. Let's go." And it was a great time. So 31. Now, where's our book? Here we are. It's very thin, so I kind of peeked. Be spontaneous. When you are busy, when you are rushing, when you are stressed, when you are worried and overwhelmed, it's easy to lose track of the simple things in your world that bring you joy. This is a huge nudge to remember to create some fun. Rediscover enthusiasm and fascination through adventure and spontaneous happenings. Engage with your life again and take in your surroundings, absorbing the importance of living life to its fullest. Decide to do something for the pleasure of it and see where life takes you. Well, I don't even think I can add to that. It's so much the energy that I've really been talking about for the last week or so, and I'll be talking about it for a year. So, but it's about being a little spontaneous, about trying something new, trying something different, stepping into maybe something that's a little uncomfortable. And don't worry that it's uncomfortable. It's supposed to be uncomfortable because it's new. It's like driving a car. The first time you get in the car, you're holding that steering wheel so tight, and it's like, okay, turn on the key. Where's the key? The key's over here. Okay, I got my foot on the brake. Yeah. Okay, now I gotta go backwards. So I gotta put it in reverse, and I gotta take my foot off. Oh wow. And you're like this, right? And then 6 months later, you're driving down the road and you're eating a burger and you're changing the radio and you're checking your rearview mirror because you want to pass the car in front of you. So, but at first we're very uncomfortable. And it's okay. That's a sign that you're moving forward, that you're growing, that you are expanding your horizons of your tomorrow. So until we meet again, remember, I do love you.